That's all Pierre Poilievre would have to say. But he won't say it. And that tells you about the kinds of choices he's making as a leader.
Idea, which is just chucking toothbrushes out of airplanes. Hey, Pierre Poilievre.
WTF.
Here, here.
This is Driving Trudeau Nuts. Welcome back to A News Network. Don't forget to hit the notification button, like, and subscribe. Let's have a listen to Trudeau here, and it's driving him nuts that Pierre won't say something about two useless non-issues. Let's have a listen.
Mr. Murad Hamadi at The Logic. So you've talked about the capital gains tax change in your new budget in terms of cottages and second homes, but doctors and the founders of a lot of Canadian technology companies say that some of both of those groups will leave the country because of these changes that you're making. And you and your government have said you want more of both in this country, both doctors and technology companies. Do you have a plan for stopping the loss of these people to the US?
I think Canadians understand, more than perhaps any other country, that the success of this country relies on everyone having a real and fair chance to succeed. And right now, people are seeing very, very clearly that the system is not fair anymore for young people. When a generation before, our parents' generation, our grandparents' generation, knew that if they had a good job, they could buy a home and build a future and build equity that would carry them towards retirement. Young people right now don't see the economy that way. Far too many of them have given up on the idea of ever being able to own a home. They feel they're going to be stuck as renters for the rest of their life. And no matter how hard they work, they're not going to be able to get the same kinds of opportunities that their parents and grandparents were able to do. That's not just too bad for them. That is too bad for all of us. Right now, Gen Z and millennials represent the largest part of our workforce. And if they don't feel like their hard work is going to give them a good life, they are in danger of disconnecting, of sitting back, of not being the drivers of the economy of the future. That is what we are facing. And I tell you, you can talk to any successful, wealthy person across this country and ask them if they are worried that if they're living in a country where young people are successful, where young people can buy homes, where young people have good jobs and are optimistic about their future, that somehow wealthy people won't be able to thrive and succeed in an economy that is healthy and where everyone gets to succeed? That's not how it works. That's certainly not how it works in Canada. So yes, we are asking those for whom the system has worked very well, who have done well over these past years, to recognize that investing right now in the success of young people is not just a nice thing to do, it's essential to do for the future. And in regard specifically to doctors' pensions, I know there are a number of experts come forward to say there are simple tweaks they can make that can assure that they still have very good pensions when they retire. In terms of technology companies, we've actually created new opportunities and programs to gain even more with investments in startups and to do even better, because we do want to draw in more investment. We want more startups, and the investments we're making and the changes we're making around taxation is actually about incentivizing and rewarding those people who are investing in startups and creating more innovation and more opportunities.
This whole capital gains thing is just another nightmare. Trudeau's pushing communism. Now he wants to help people. This is a really idea. Let's keep going.
Northcott with CBC. There's a video being shared online where you can see an OPP officer telling protesters, one wearing an F. Trudeau hat, which gate you entered at the Alliston event yesterday. Do you consider this a breach of duty, and is it being investigated?
As you well know, I won't comment on operational or security matters, but I am sure that the appropriate folks are looking into whatever reports these are. I think it's important to emphasize and understand that the right to protest is really important. In a democracy, your freedom to disagree with the government is something we perhaps take for granted here in Canada, but that they cannot take for granted in far too many places around the world. The ability to throw out insults at the person of the Prime Minister is something that is protected here in Canada and is really important for people to be able to express themselves. That's really key. At the same time, however, politicians need to be very, very careful that they don't feed into divisions amongst Canadians, polarizations, or conspiracy theories. And I've been thinking about this in regards to Pierre Poilievre. Anyone who wants to be Prime Minister of this country needs to be clear with Canadians about whose votes he wants and who he stands with. If Pierre Poilievre wanted to be a responsible leader, I'll even give him the words. This is what he should say. I reject categorically the endorsement and the support of Diagolon and of Alex Jones. Because Diagolon is a violent white nationalist organization, and Alex Jones is a garbage conspiracy theorist. That's all Pierre Poilievre would have to say. But he won't say it. And that tells you about the kinds of choices he's making as a leader.
Relax, Trudeau. Holy smokes. It's Alex Jones. Like, this is like professional wrestling watching. You know what you get. It's fine. No one cares about Alex Jones. Now, talking about Diagolon, why don't you target the president of Diagolon, the goat named Phil, who's on coke? Why don't you target that? Because this is ridiculous that this is still coming up. I thought this was debunked, this fake country with a bunch of guys that are not all one skin color. Why don't you look at it? Like, doesn't he have briefings to know what's actually going on? Is it just division after division, all he's doing? You know, do you think Trudeau's ratings are going to start diving after this? Because it looks like it, how horrible he handled this again, and all the money that he keeps pushing out. And I hope millennials see what he is, and I know they are, but they have to see who this guy is. And his communism that he is pushing is just horrible. This is what you get out of it. Like, it's the slow of what you see with communism. Anyway, thanks for watching the A News Network. Don't forget to like, subscribe. See you in the next video.